Okay, so after discussion of different kind of respiratory volume, the next part of this chapter is that how does the exchange of the gases take place between this alveoli and this network of blood capillaries. As I had already told you that each alveolar sac, this is the alveolar sac, each alveolar sac is covered by a rich network of blood capillaries. You can see these are the blood vessels that are surrounding this alveolar cavity. Now when you had inhaled, means during inspiration, obviously the air is entering into this alveolar cavity and this air is rich in O2. From here, this alveolar cavity, the oxygen will enter into this blood. Now, in this topic, we are going to discuss that how does the exchange of gases will take place between the air which is present in the alveolar cavity and the blood which is present in these blood vessels. Now, you can see this is the alveolar wall. This is the alveolar wall, and this alveolar wall is made up of only single layer of cell because we need a thin surface area, otherwise the diffusion will not take place properly. Fine. So each alveolar sac is covered by one layered cell so that it remain thin. After that, moving further, this gap, this is the alveolar wall, this is the lining of the blood vessels, and this empty space which is present in between these two, this is known as basement membrane. Right. Now the third one, these are the blood capillary. Each blood capillary is also covered by very thin epithelium. Now you can see here air is present, here blood is present. Now how many layers are present between this air in this cavity and blood in these RBC? These are three. Now how can you count these three? First one is the alveolar wall, second one is the basement membrane, and third one this epithelium of the blood capillary. But if you see the combination of all these three, then you can see its total thickness is less than a millimeter. If you combine these three layers, means alveolar wall, basement membrane, as well as the epithelium of RBC, what will you find? That if you can count its total thickness, you will find that it is less than a millimeter and it's quite thin. And why this is thin? Because it is the prime requirement for the diffusion to take place. It must require a thin surface. So these are the factors which are favorable for the diffusion of O2 from alveoli to the blood and from the blood to the tissue, right? So what will happen? The air will enter this air, this is rich in oxygen, fine. The oxygen will enter into the blood will take the oxygen to the cell. In cell it will be utilized. You can see in this slide, these are the RBC, right? And these RBCs are having hemoglobin molecules in them. You can see these are the RBC and this is the hemoglobin molecule. And now you can see the oxygen is entering from the lungs into the blood. This hemoglobin is combining with oxygen to form oxyhemoglobin. Now this blood will transport this oxygen to the cell. This is the transportation, means oxygen is bonded with the hemoglobin molecule, means it is in the combined form now. Now this blood is transporting oxygen to the cell. Oxygen will get separate from the hemoglobin molecule and it will be delivered to the cell. Now what will happen? Cell will utilize the oxygen, fine. It will release the energy and CO2 will be released. So it means that when the blood is moving towards the cell, it is carrying oxygen. After oxidation of the food material, CO2 will be generated here. Now the CO2 will combine with hemoglobin and it will follow a opposite path. Now it will be up to here, and finally again the next thing will be that you can see here. Now at the time of entry of the oxygen, it will follow this path from the alveolar cavity to the blood to the cell. But at the time when the blood is carrying CO2, what will happen? It will follow the opposite path from the cell to the blood, and from the blood it will be delivered to the alveolar air, and now this CO2 rich air, it will be exhaled out from your body. So this is how the exchange of the gases that is taking place in your body. So you can see that exchange of the gases is taking place at two levels. One is between the air and blood in the RBCs. Second is between blood and the cell. So there are two parts. So this step where the blood is releasing oxygen in the cell and cell is giving CO2 to the blood. So this part of the respiration is actually known as cellular respiration, means the respiration which is taking place inside the cells. that will be known as cellular respiration. So this is the most important step. The food will get oxidized, O2 will be used there, CO2 will be released, this CO2 will enter into blood, and energy which you will get from here, that activity is used for various kinds of movements as well as for the various functions that are taking place in your body. So this is all about that how does exchange of the gases takes place between the air in the alveolar cavity, as well as how does the exchange of the gases take place between the blood as well as between the cells.